Alright, so here it is after I wet sanded it with 1000 grit and then put on one coat or actually this morning. So here it is in low light. It's pretty glossy. So this paint's dry, completely dry, and pretty glossy. Again, this is one coat after I wet sanded it with 1000, so I really needed to do two coats, and I thought I'd just show you how it looks because actually right now with one coat the reflection's pretty decent on it. It definitely needs to be wet sanded because if I can show you in a couple of spots, you can still see a little bit of orange peel. But like right there, you can just kind of tell there's these jobs have to be wet sanded when you're completely done. You're never gonna roll it on and just walk away from it, in my opinion. But if you do the prep work, I mean, I just looked at the video I did where it was wet with water after I was done wet sanding it, and this is actual paint. Looks pretty similar in my opinion. And I did experiment with the Japan dryer in my recipe. I used Japan dryer and I used linseed oil. So I don't know really, to be honest with you, if I didn't use them, if it would have turned out just as well. But I just saw on the internet a lot of guys are using Penetrol, and I live in California and you can't get it. You can't buy that here. So these talk about how they help the paint to dry faster and level out. So they didn't hurt it, I would say. I don't know how to catch a reflection very good in this video, but there's definitely pretty low amounts of orange peel. That's not too good, is it? Yeah, the orange peel is not too bad. It's interesting because if you look at the fluorescent lights and the reflection, it always looks like there's terrible orange peel. But in reality, these lights have a texture to them that looks like orange peel. So I don't know if it's just playing mind games with me. I know that there is some orange peel in the paint for sure, but I think that judging it by looking at the reflection of that fluorescent light, maybe not, might not be telling the true story. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with the way this is going. So I think the moral of the story is no matter how bad it looks, when it's all said and done, a little bit of wet sanding, and you can have some really good results. So I will show you. I mean, the lesson here for me, you can see here in the middle there's white spots, and that's where when I spray painted the door, I should not have left the big white spot in the middle, and I did. So that's why, I have to keep on going with the coats here. I have to do one more coat. If that was solid red like the whole rest of the door, then I'd be ready to wet sand and buff. So unfortunately, that's not where I'm at. So don't do something dumb like me and only paint, 3/4 of the door. And then, let's see, right here. Can you see that big hair? That's going to have to get wet sanded out before the next job. With the dust and stuff, it's interesting. You can actually put on 2 coats at a time. It just wet sands smooth when you're done with the last coat. But with a big hair like that in there, I don't feel comfortable moving on to the next coat and leaving it there. And unfortunately, I'm going to hit right back down to the metal again on that edge, which stinks because this paint takes forever to build up over bare metal, which is again why I painted the whole door with the white. but it is what it is. You can see you get the results that are pretty good if you put the elbow grease into it. So it looks good in video, but there's no way you could leave this door alone and put it on the car without getting ridiculed, because in real life there is, I don't know if I'm catching every little thing with the camera, but you know, there's imperfections in it, so it really does need to be wet sanded, but it's pretty flat and the orange peel is minimal.